Welcome back to Crypto Labs News. And wow, Ripple just officially released all the major details for Ripple Swell 2025. And let me tell you right now, this event is stacked. We're not just talking about another crypto gathering. This is shaping up to be one of the most important Ripple Swells in history. And if you've been following the space for a while, you know what I always say about Swell? Pay attention to it. David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO, once described Ripple Swell as a banking conference hosted by a blockchain company. That's not just a clever line. It's the truth. And now more than ever, that description is incredibly accurate. Just look at who's showing up. For the first time ever, the chair and CEO of NASDAQ, yes, NASDAQ, is joining Ripple in New York City as a keynote speaker at Swell 2025. Adena Friedman will be speaking on the future of finance, the role of tokenization, and how emerging tech like blockchain is reshaping everything. Think about that. NASDAQ is one of the most powerful financial platforms in the world, and they're stepping into Ripple Swell to discuss how everything's changing, from how stocks are traded to how they're held and even custodied. This isn't some small crypto startup moment. This is the transformation of traditional finance, unfolding right in front of us. Keep in mind that NASDAQ recently made headlines by announcing its plans to move toward 24/5 trading, 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, with full 24/7 operations kicking off in 2026. The traditional giants are getting ready for nonstop financial activity, and they're preparing the infrastructure now. Ripple is right in the middle of this evolution, but NASDAQ isn't the only major player showing up. We've got BlackRock coming to Swell 2025, too. Maxwell Stein, their director of digital assets, will be speaking at the event. His entire focus is on building and launching crypto products, stablecoins, tokenized assets, and digital financial instruments. If you're wondering if BlackRock is serious about crypto, here's your answer. They're not dipping toes in anymore. They're diving in headfirst, and they're doing it at Ripple's event. If you check out the Ripple Swell website, the speaker list is already wild. Besides the NASDAQ CEO and BlackRock, you've got Sandy Cole from Franklin Templeton, Citibank's global head of digital assets, the chief product and innovation officer at BNY Mellon, and more. We're also seeing names from DBS Bank, CME Group, Fidelity, Hidden Road, XTX Markets, and of course, Ripple. And that list is still growing. As we get closer to November, expect even more powerhouses to be added. Ripple has confirmed the event will take place November 4th through 5th in New York City. The themes over those 2 days are all about real-world applications, regional regulation, cross-border payments, crypto and financial services, DeFi, tokenization trends, and more. Ripple customers, industry leaders, and some of the biggest names in finance will all be talking about how crypto is no longer the future. It's now. Now, let's get to the bombshell news that broke alongside all of this. The SEC just released brand new listing standards for crypto ETPs. And this is the big flip we've been waiting for. Essentially, if a crypto asset has been trading in futures markets for at least 6 months, especially on Coinbase derivatives, it now qualifies to be listed for ETF consideration. That's a massive shift. It opens the doors for altcoins beyond just Bitcoin and Ethereum to finally get a seat at the ETF table. And yes, XRP qualifies. The data is all there. It's been highly active in the derivatives market, with daily volumes consistently over 30,000 and open interest over 23,000. That hits every checkbox the SEC just laid out. We're talking about the very real potential of an XRP ETF as early as September or October. This is exactly the kind of breakthrough that could light the market on fire, and that timeline, by the way, is no coincidence. If you've been following the Fed closely like we have here at Crypto Labs News, you know that September and December are likely months for rate cuts. So now stack this together. Rate cuts from the Fed, a shifting macro environment, and ETFs for altcoins like XRP potentially going live. This isn't hopium. This is real momentum building, and it's coming fast. The crypto industry is making so much noise now, Wall Street can't ignore it anymore. They used to brush it off as a fad. Now it's front and center, with traditional players actively jumping in. We're seeing that with Fidelity, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and countless others building infrastructure, deploying capital, and even shifting reserves into digital assets. And with these ETFs, You have the perfect way to onboard retail in the next wave. The mainstream media starts covering it, financial advisors start pitching it, and retail gets funneled into crypto. Exposure, often without even realizing it. These products are how institutions will feed crypto to the masses, and XRP is right in the middle of that action. If that wasn't enough, analysts have pointed out that we're waiting on as many as 18 different ETF applications for XRP alone. The second one gets approved, you can expect the rest to follow. Some providers like ProShares have 4 applications in progress at once. And people keep asking, what about BlackRock? Are they going to jump on XRP? Nate Geraci made an excellent point. BlackRock is already leading the pack on Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. It doesn't make sense that they'd just ignore XRP or Solana, 2 of the top non-stablecoin assets on the market. From a business standpoint, the next logical move is to file for XRP and Solana ETFs, and possibly even launch an index-based crypto ETF that combines multiple assets. And here's another reason why BlackRock might make that move fast. Coinbase. Q2 earnings report revealed something massive. XRP generated more trading revenue than Ethereum or Solana. That's right. XRP outperformed even ETH in trading revenue on one of the largest US exchanges. That's a huge signal to institutional players. They can't ignore that kind of demand from both retail and strategic investors. What's BlackRock thinking? Right now? Simple. They already launched ETH and BTC ETFs. But XRP is clearly showing outsized demand and strong trading volume. The next logical step for them is to say, let's stop dragging our feet, file now, and get this approved. And the new SEC guidelines make that timing absolutely perfect. On top of that, we've got yet another major development. On July 28th, Hyperscale Data saw a 12% jump in its stock price after announcing an XRP accumulation plan. Just let that sink in. A traditional company added XRP to its reserves, and the market rewarded it immediately. This is the kind of action that creates long-term institutional credibility for XRP, and they're not alone. Multiple companies are now publicly listing XRP holdings as part of their reserves or treasury plans. We're seeing $500 million in XRP staked with Trident, $300 million through Weas for payments and treasury, $100 million through Vivo for staking and yield, and several others with tens of millions allocated toward operations, liquidity, and DeFi access. The story here is clear. XRP is becoming a legitimate part of corporate balance sheets and institutional strategies. Ripple is actively positioning the XRP ledger as the infrastructure layer for institutional DeFi and tokenization at scale. The companies showing up at Swell 2025 reflect that future. This event is about way more than just hype. It's about how the world's financial plumbing is being rewired in real time. And Ripple is one of the lead engineers that let me leave you with this. We're just getting through August. And while this month might be quiet on the surface, what's coming in September and beyond could be explosive. ETF approvals, Fed rate shifts, Swell 2025, retail reentry. All the stars are aligning. The environment for altcoins, and especially XRP, has never looked more bullish than it does right now. When alt season truly hits, XRP at $3.60 might just be the beginning. Double or triple that in the right conditions isn't far-fetched at all. Make sure you're tuned in. This is the moment we've been preparing for. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications, and follow Crypto Labs News. The free Discord is also linked down below. I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. This has been Crypto Labs News, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.